So this is interesting news, breaking news from the Debrief from Tim McMillan, and I've got to get into this because this is pretty interesting. Inspector General launching evaluation into the Pentagon's actions with UFOs. Oh, before I get into it, please hit like, please subscribe, and as I'm going through it, please comment below and let me know what you think about all of this. Okay, let's get into it. The Department of Defense Office of the Inspector General has announced the launch of a formal evaluation into the Pentagon's actions regarding unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, according to a memorandum provided to the debrief and then released by the Inspector General. The objective of this evaluation is to determine the extent to which the DoD has taken actions regarding unidentified aerial phenomena. We may revise the objective as the evaluation proceeds, and we will consider suggestions for management for additional or revised objectives, reads the memorandum. There is the memorandum. If you want to read that, make a screenshot and check that out. In December 2017, the New York Times published an article revealing a secretive study within the Pentagon known as Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP. Of course, that's Luis Elizondo's program. As well as the unofficial release of 3 videos captured by the Navy in 2004 and 2015, which showed indistinct airborne objects claimed to be UAP. And of course, that's actually what got me interested in this subject, was seeing those 3 videos. If Lou Elizondo and Chris Mellon and whoever their allies were in the government had not semi-leaked those videos, I would not have ever taken this issue seriously. I never looked at UFO stuff before with any sincerity. I didn't believe it. I thought it was interesting to think about, but I did not believe that aliens had visited this planet and that we were constantly seeing them. I thought that was all BS until I saw those videos. And once I saw the Pentagon releasing UFO footage, Navy footage of UFOs, I had to dive into this whole subject, and that's really what got me started researching UFOs and or the paranormal. Of course, it wasn't actually a leak. I don't want to accuse Lou Elizondo of leaking this because a leak is illegal, and they found a legal way to do it. It was very sneaky how they got these videos out there, but it was legal. Anyway, moving on. More recently, in 2020, the Department of Defense officially released the 3 videos acknowledging that the aerial phenomena observed in the videos remain characterized as unidentified. In mid-August of 2020, the Pentagon formally acknowledged they had established a task force looking into UAP. Recently, with the passing of the FY 2021 Intelligence Authorization Act earlier this year, the UAP task force was given the task to produce a report about its findings. The report is due in June of this year. Ahead of this upcoming report, the Office of the Inspector General is now looking into the issue of UAP. As an independent, objective agency, the Office of Inspector General functions as the official Pentagon watchdog, providing administrative and criminal investigations, audits, and oversight for programs and operations falling under the Department of Defense. 2 sources familiar... screen keeps on jumping around here. Thank you, Debrief. It's a good article, but your website needs a little work. Anyway, 2 sources familiar with the matter tell the Debrief the IG office's decision to launch the evaluation was prompted by complaints from congressional leadership regarding the DoD's handling of the UAP topic. While the Senate Select Intelligence Committee is responsible for directing June's highly anticipated Advanced Aerial Threats Report, sources say it was representatives of the Senate Armed Services Committee who prodded the Inspector General's office recent involvement. The IG office did not immediately respond to questions by the debrief regarding the inspiration behind the evaluation. The IG office says their current probe of the DoD's handling of encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena is not an investigation into alleged criminal or administrative violations. Instead, the mission of the evaluation is to promote the economy, efficiency, and effectiveness of DoD programs and operations. Because the inquiry is an evaluation and not an investigation, the IG office will likely not be getting involved with some of the most contentious aspects of UAP news that has been coming out of the DoD in the last 3 years, namely the chaotic, often contradictory messaging on UAP by DoD Public Affairs and disputed claims by former Director of National Program Special Management Staff for the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence, Luis Elizondo. Luis Elizondo. Yeah, that was the longest title in recorded history of any official. Let's read that again just for fun. Former Director of National Program Special Management Staff for the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence. My God. Yeah, I see why he quit, just so we could stop having to give that title. But anyway, it goes on talking about Lou and, how the Pentagon, at first tried to throw Lou into the bus and say, oh, no, he's not with us. He was never in charge of ATIP. What's ATIP? But then the documents came out clearly showing that he was with ATIP and that he was leading ATIP, and even Harry Reid, who is responsible for the formation of ATIP, says, yep, Lou was there and he was leading the charge. So anyway, that's the gist of the article, is that there is going to be this evaluation into the Pentagon's handling of UFOs/UAPs. It's not an investigation. The article makes that very clear. So I doubt they're going to be, prying up every rock and looking under every stone. We're not going to get any dirt on Area 51 or any of the Bob Lazar stuff or the Philip J. Corso stuff. So I would be shocked if we did. But they are going to do an evaluation to see, we don't even know. We don't know all the details yet, and we may never know all the details. We probably will never know all the details. But it is encouraging to know that more people within the government are becoming interested in this, and that there is some oversight on the issue. It's actually kind of fascinating that there's oversight on this issue, an issue that is so shrouded in secrecy that the government has been actively suppressing it for many decades. Now they have oversight, or at least the visible portion of the government's interest has oversight. The visible portion is like the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg that sticks up. The vast majority of the government interest in the alien stuff is all below the surface. And that is very segmented and compartmentalized, and most of the government is unaware of that. And a lot of that is probably even in the private sector. Anyway, so I doubt we're going to get anything substantive with this evaluation, but it is fascinating that it's happening. And, who knows? It could snowball. Stuff could shake out. Fingers crossed. I would love to turn over a few rocks. What do you think? Are we going to get some juicy details coming out about all of this? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please hit like on this video. Please subscribe, click the bell. I'm trying to build this channel and this platform, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And until next time, Mystery Road out.